حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك طلع البدر علينا من ثنية الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صدق الله العظيم. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وصحبه يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. We begin with the praise and thanks of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has given us the wonderful opportunity to spend the days and nights in Ramadan and thereafter celebrate the festival of Eid. And again, in order to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this immense blessing, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of our deeds in this blessed month and to help us maintain the connection with Him throughout the rest of the year. We are gathered now for a blessed gathering of Ascension, of Muraqba, of Miraj, and this is a gathering for all those who have participated in a spiritual retreat. Some of you may have more recently joined through the virtual itikaf where we learned the Salah of Miraj. Others may have had permission through different retreats and events. Really, to prepare for this gathering, we ask everyone to bring themselves in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to remember the three keys. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala verily is with us, seeing us and listening to us. As per our schedule, I will now hand over to one of our blessed ustads who will lead the gathering. And after the gathering and the amal is completed, there will be opportunity for yourselves to provide feedback. This is particularly useful to help you improve the practice, to help you become even more established, more advanced in the practice. So please do share your feedback, whether you are on YouTube, on Facebook, on Zoom, and even Twitter. You can comment or you can raise your hand on Zoom, and inshallah we will take feedback from you. Without further ado, I will hand over to our blessed Ustad who will lead the rest of the gathering. Jazakallah khair.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi allazina astaghfa. Khususan ala sayyidi rasulih khataman anbiya wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallim ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All praise belongs to Allah who has given us another chance to be with Him and to remember Him and to live another day in His presence and to worship Him. And all salam and durood upon the greatest of messenger, the greatest of beings, the greatest of creation, none other than Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to all the pious and righteous who are living and who have passed. Now, alhamdulillah, we will, mashallah, continue with these Thursday sessions every week, inshallah. But just as a reminder, is that the Ramadan has now finished, and it doesn't mean that now we go back to how it was the life before Ramadan. Now we should continue as though living like it is Ramadan every day for us, like the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, and all the pious and righteous. Ramadan was a means of training, and now it is to put all the training that you have done in the blessed month of Ramadan into action. So now it is as though to live as though it is Ramadan now. So inshallah, every Mondays, inshallah, there will be reminders, and every Monday is the gatherings of Mondays is more of building that thirst for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and having that motivation to do the righteous thing. Sometimes through the week, maybe a person feels down and so much has happened in his life. Monday majlises, inshallah, they will be the means of motivation and giving you thirst to carry on through the whole week. Now, Thursday majlis, which is a special gathering like today, and this gathering is, for example, a person who is already on the path towards Allah Azza wa Jal, person who is who has attended the retreats as such, and he knows the method of transfer and has been taught how to spiritually travel. Now, for this, the gathering is more on for example, is almost like a one-to-one level, where you are able to meet one of the ustads as well and mention any vision or any experience a person has through these miraj, and then they will mention whatever there is guidance for. So it's a good opportunity. Sometimes a person may be wondering through the week what guidance he needs. Through these sessions, inshallah, there will be guidance given. Even listening to other experiences, there are vast guidances, and these are again reminders for someone on the path of purification, and again a motivation, and it's a means. Now, the whole concept of the Monday, the Thursday is all reminders through the week. But again, one should not miss their personal amals and the personal deeds, or the personal purification course, and the personal zikr that they're doing. This is more important than anything else, because this will give you the personal strength to do your sheets, to do the practical steps, and to do the zikr is most important. And like I mentioned, we had a session yesterday with the Wise Life, and one-to-one sessions with a group of brothers and sisters on the Zoom. And what I was mentioning is that it doesn't matter what you do in the whole week, the personal, the sessions that you have personally, your own zikr, but never miss it. Never miss the zikr and personal amals. Even if it means that you do 5 minutes of your zikr, even if it means you do 2 minutes, the main thing is you do not miss it. And that is very important to keep up with one's purification and motivation. And every zikr is a motivation and a purification that a person does. So inshallah, we use these means, inshallah, to travel spiritually and to motivate us to do our purification and be in the presence of the mashayikh. Even outside of the majalises or these gatherings, we live as though we are living with the mashayikh. We live as though we are living with the teacher. So many of us, spent the i'tikaf listening to valuable advice of the teacher. So now it is the time to put all the advice, all the guidance into action, inshallah. So without further ado, we will inshallah begin our session today, and session of Miraj, spiritual Miraj. And firstly, you should all now inshallah take all the thoughts out of your mind and clear and become empty first, and then correct one's intention that wallah, I am only doing this for you and your pleasure, and to attain your closeness, and bring the 3 keys that Allah Azza wa Jal is watching me, to watching everything that I do in my life, inwardly and outwardly, physically, spiritually, mentally, everything Allah Azza wa Jal is watching. Then Allah Azza wa Jal is hearing me. They're hearing all my cries, all my feelings, all the hurt, all the happiness, everything. Allah Azza wa Jal is hearing my struggles, my pain. And Allah Azza wa Jal is present with me. They are closer than anyone and everything. They are most closest to me. Even though I may be alone, they are still with me. Now with this in mind, now recite Surah Fatiha once, Ayatul Kursi once, and the three calls, Surah Ikhlas, Surah Falaq, Surah Nas, in that order 3 times. This will be the protection amals, and then blow on your palm, and then your face and the whole body, inshallah. So do this now, inshallah. Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now still be in the presence of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me. And now bring the 3 states on the Muraqba. Firstly, the first state being humbleness. Now one should think that one knows all one's deeds, all one's shortcomings, but he's not aware of everyone else's. For surely everyone else is better than oneself. So every being, everyone in your household, be it young or old, they are much better than you in deeds. The person who is older, they have lived a longer life, therefore they have done greater deeds and more deeds than you. The person who is younger in age, be a child or younger, should think that they have done less sins or are sinless, the young under puberty. They are much better than me. All people, all beings are better than me. Now think of the next Muraqaba, that of gratefulness, that how grateful should we be that Allah Azza wa Jal, out of all the creation Allah has created, He has created in the reflection, blessed reflection of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. They have created you in the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are able to follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All other creation wish and yearn to just follow one of the sunnah. Maybe it's eating, maybe it's drinking, maybe it's walking. Really all of the sunnah they wish, all creation wish that they could follow sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam physically. They are unable to, like you and me. We are able to do this now. One should be grateful in this. Praise Allah Azza wa Jal with the heart. The third being reliance on Allah Azza wa Jal. Now one should really rely on Allah, that really, oh Allah, I cannot travel towards you or even go anywhere. It is only you that will take me. It is you who is able to take me. I am helpless without you. Allah, help me to come near to you and to attain your pleasure. Still be in the presence of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me. Inshallah, after this now, repeat after me. Astaghfirullah, 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 Allazi la ilaha illa hu, Al-Hayyul Qayyum, wa atubu ilayh. Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Now be in the presence of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is above you, illuminating, shining, radiating. It is as though it's illuminating all the room. Imagine this blessed light is white and is shining upon you as you breathe in through your nose. It is as though it's illuminating every single part of your body. As you breathe in, it's entering through your nose and going to all the lataif. It's illuminating everything inside. As you breathe out, all darkness is exiting. Now inshallah begin Imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is in the color red. It's illuminating everything. Imagine the name of Allah Azza wa Jal is in red color. And as you breathe in, imagine this blessed light, red color light, descending down. As you breathe in through your nose, is entering and traveling to the red latifa, which is situated below the navel area. As you breathe out through your mouth, darkness is exiting behind. Do this now. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is in a orange color. The blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating everything. Then imagine this blessed name, from the blessed name of Allah, an orange color light is descending towards you. And as you breathe in through your nose, it's traveling inside and it's traveling to the orange latifa, which is situated in the navel area. As you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all the darkness is exiting. Inshallah, do this now. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating in a yellow color light. As you breathe in, imagine this light, yellow color light, is descending down and entering inside you as you're breathing in through your nose. This is now traveling to the yellow latifa, which is situated in the stomach area. As you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all the darkness is now exiting. Now do this, inshallah. Be in the presence of Allah. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating in a green color. As you breathe in through your nose, imagine this light, green colored light is descending, traveling inside as you breathe in through your nose. And it's now traveling to the green latifa, which is situated in the chest, the heart area. As you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all the darknesses is exiting behind. Now do this now in the presence of Allah. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating, moving towards your forehead. It is cleansing the forehead. As you breathe out, all the darkness is exiting. So purify the dark blue latifa, which is situated in the forehead area. So inshallah do this now. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating in white color light. And as you breathe in, imagine this light is descending towards you. It is entering the white latifa, which is situated above one's head. It is the crown. As you breathe out through your mouth, it is as though all darkness is exiting. It is as though this light is being filled, traveling through every part of your body now, illuminating every part from top to bottom. It is like a balloon being filled with air. Every latifa has been illuminated more and more. Now slowly, each latifa is slowly disappearing, starting with the red latifa. That is gone. The orange latifa is also disappearing. The yellow, the green, the light blue, the dark blue or indigo color is also disappearing. and even the white has gone now. The only thing remains and even your body is now also disappearing. And the only thing remains is your breath. Now start creating your spiritual body. It is as though sitting opposite you, you can see the outline of your spiritual body. It is like him looking in the mirror or a twin self of you. Slowly gather all your breath. Take a few breaths. After the third breath, after you breathe all the air and all the light from your nose, then blow with your mouth, and that is the golden breath, as though you're transferring the spirit consciousness into the spiritual body. Now slowly do this now, the golden breath. Grow your spirit inside your spiritual body. Do this now. As you have now traveled inside, the whole spirit has now entered the spiritual body. Now you should find the teacher and travel with them and visit the blessed Mashayikh, likes of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbar Rahmullah, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani Rahmullah, Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, then to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, find the teacher and commence your journey in the spiritual world. يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، صلوات الله عليك، يا حبيب سلام عليك. السلام عليك، السلام عليك، السلام عليك، أيها النبي السلام عليك، أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليك أيها النبي، السلام عليك أيها النبي. Inshallah, now the time has come, mashallah, it is your opportunity to, inshallah, give your feedback. And we also have blessed Ustads here, Dr. Shalom is also here, as well as Imam Qais, who is also here to, inshallah, give some guidance, as whichever and any feedback you give, inshallah. So now I'll hand it back to Brother Tasif, who will, inshallah, mention and coordinate.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So inshallah now is over to yourselves, as this is your opportunity to benefit and help your practice. So inshallah, if you would like to speak, you can raise your hand on Zoom, and inshallah we will unmute you and you can share your experience. If you would like to share via comment, you can comment on Zoom, on Facebook and YouTube, and inshallah we will pick up and share with the Ustads. Alhamdulillah, we have one comment or feedback already. So inshallah we'll begin with this. The participant is giving salam and they're saying, I have been practicing Hajjah namaz and Muraqba every day since Ramadan. The day Ramadan ended, so after Maghrib, at the Tahajjud time, I was doing Hajjah namaz. When I was in sajda, I felt a presence over me. I didn't see a shadow, but I felt the presence and it went sort of dark, like someone was standing over me. It was a bad presence. I felt really scared. Any advice on this?
Inshallah, if that can be started with Imam Qais can, inshallah, enlighten us with this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Did we have any experiences which will actually happen today in the Muraqaba? We'll take that preference. But anyway, with regards to this, if you are feeling the presence of different things, sometimes it is possible that you'll feel presence of these things if you feel scared. Don't worry, don't fear. You should always remember this always, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is the protector. He is the savior, that He is the one that harm a person. If every single human being got together and tried to harm a person, even angels, malaika, everything. And some forms is that one shouldn't get scared. Yet you can see sometimes reflect the fact that it could be some other things which is there, other creation. But it's just that because of the one's purification, may not be aware of what it is. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It could also be a reflection of oneself as well, that the state of oneself. So what can happen is that sometimes a person is just really not to get too worried about, but take action and take precautions how you can actually make your prayer better and beautify it even more. Also, another indication. But sometimes one can also see different creation like jinnas and shayateens and also angels. But it can be the case that because a person is not familiar with seeing these things, a person can, even if you were to see angels, or even if you see pious and righteous, a person can feel scared, and not necessarily always, but because you're not really calm, be calm, seek protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and just don't necessarily pay attention as such, just carry on and doing your adhkar and amals. So one question that I'd like to ask the person who actually did see it is that, did it hinder you from praying or did it stop you from praying? If the question is that, if the answer is yes, I stopped and left it, you should never do that. Carry on with your ibadah, with the worship, with the dhikr, whatever you see, carry on with that. Why I say this is because there's a time when certain buzurg, they used to offer prayer. I think it was Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmallah, maybe others. They were offering prayer, and they were seeing as they were praying in front of them what happened. They were seeing. I'm just saying. I'm not recollecting the exact story, just to give an idea. As they're praying, they saw like a serpent, a snake in front of them with his jaws open, ready to eat them. A giant, it's a very big snake, a very big serpent. But it didn't hinder them. They went into sajda, and they prayed sajda, and it disappeared. So what happens is that sometimes what happens is that shaitan can come in a form of waswas and can actually show these sort of things. But you know that you have recited your protection as azkars and amals. You know that you have actually relied on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. And in this, you then pray. And in this thought and mindset, you actually offer your ibadah and worship. Inshallah, there's no harm will come to you. Also, this the other thing that you do is that when you're doing this mi'raj, and when you're doing this muraqabas and ascension, is that the moment you have a slight bit of disturbance, the moment you lose focus, the moment you have any what is concerned, think of the teacher, think of Hazrat Shaykh Ahmad Abbar, think of them, make your mind connect with them, and then automatically those auditions, those visions, and everything will actually start coming back to you and actually help you, and then refocus. Inshallah. If Dr. Shalak would like to add something, then they may do so.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You know, that is fine, alhamdulillah, what you yourselves have explained very beautifully and eloquently, so that's fine, alhamdulillah. That's all.
So we have two experiences that have been shared on Zoom in writing, but before that, I would like to give opportunity to anyone who would like to share verbally. Please raise your hand and we can give you a priority, inshallah. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and read the experiences. So, alhamdulillah, we have one brother Shaban has raised his hand, so I will now enable him to speak. Brother Shaban, you can go ahead, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
After I transferred whilst Abdul Rahim was doing the Lataif, and I met Hassab. I could see the Mazar Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bagh very clearly, and then Hassab were waiting for me outside of the Mazar. As we both entered into the Mazar Sharif, we gave Salam, and then we transferred to Masjid-e-Nabwi, where we also gave Salam and took permission, and we stayed there for a while, and then after that we transferred to the Kaaba. And Hassab, as we transferred to the Kaaba, it was clear as day. I could see the Kaaba very clearly, and then Hassab was sat there waiting for me again, so I sat beside them, and they said, do a zikr, Allahu zikr. So I started the Allah's Hu zikr. As I continued to do that, the door of the Kaaba started to illuminate more and more and more. And then as it was fully illuminated, myself and Hassab entered into through the door and sat there, and I could feel like I was sat in front of Hassab. I could see them clearly. And then they mentioned to me to do the Allah zikr. So I started to do the Allah zikr, and as I continued to do it, and they mentioned for me to, as I say Allah at the beginning, to breathe in, and then when I said the ha bit, to breathe out. And I started to do that, and Noor started to descend onto from Allah's name onto the Kaaba. And then by this time, Ustad Abdul Rahim had finished the Lataif. Then Hassab told me to join them in fairs. Then I joined them in fairs with all the people who were participating, and then we transferred from there straight to Masjid al-Nabawi. And then Hassab, where the scholars normally sit in Masjid al-Nabawi on the mimbar and deliver speeches all around Masjid al-Nabawi, Hassab was sat on there, and they stood up and they had a stick made of Noor, and they said, prepare, 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 to the nearest meaning for death. And then as I could see their face clearly, and as they were talking, the Noor started to come from their face more and more and more and more, until the Noor, it's like I transferred with inside of the Noor. So inside that your vision, I transferred again into their blessed face, and the vision changed. And it's like we were myself and Hassab, we were beside a river. It was as clear as a day, like a summer's day, and we were both doing, myself and Hassab, we were both doing wuzu, and we were also cleaning our weapons. Hassab and myself, we both had armor on and black Imam Sharifs on. And then once we cleaned the weapons, then we stood, then we sat on the horses, and the horses started to gallop, and the vision again changed, and there was many shayateen on top of on lots of others, and the actual sword started to illuminate into light, and we started to go into the shayateen and chop them up. And as we continued to do this, then all the shayateen had passed, and by that time Ustad Abdul Rahim started to pray the Durood Sharif, so I took permission to leave and came back. And that's it.
Dr. Shah, if you, inshallah, mention a few.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. MashaAllah, Brother Shaban. Very detailed and spiritual experience you had. And so first of all, we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for enable us to actually transfer spiritually with the teacher and visit the mashayikh and visit those blessed places. And so we should cherish those moments, and we should actually then work on it to continue. So for example, in your case, there are even in Lataif practices, there are many different levels, or many different facets as well. What we cover in the retreats normally are very basic, or you could say even preparation or level 1 type of practices. There are many deeper meanings and many different benefits as well, which we do not go into, because the fact is, if someone is struggling to practice in itself, then giving out the extra information doesn't really help. So for example, like we normally say, when you breathe in, think about the name of Allah. A light from the name of Allah is coming down, entering through your nose as you breathe in. And then when you breathe out with your mouth, the darkness leaving from the back. Another level of that is, remember, in each stage and each aspect, we have to have the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in mind. Ibadah is done which is in presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a far greater value compared to ibadah that's done with absence, or without the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this holds true even for this Muraqba practice as well. So part of that is we can also engage our bodily organs in remembering whilst we're doing the Lataif cleansing and remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the light from the name of Allah is traveling down. So obviously for this, if someone is just practicing that and they're getting used to it, then that's fine. So for yourselves, Brother Shaban, and it's actually mentioned in the past by the teacher, is those who can or be well versed, specifically to you, that if you are doing Lataif, what you could do simply is, as you breathe in, you see the light is coming down, entering through your nose, and so on. But also, at the same time, if possible, see if you can say, or imagine you saying Allah as you're breathing in. Okay, and then the light goes down, cleanses the Lataif, then comes down or comes out. And then as you breathe out with your mouth, imagine you saying Allah, one of the pronouns of Allah, who. So it becomes like Allah, who. Breathing in, Allah, breathing out, who. So that becomes another layer of, deeper layer of remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many of our elder brothers who've been practicing for a while or so on, the specific practice one does as well, in terms of that you are not wasting even your breath, but you're actually remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the breathing exercises. I think those who participate in the retreat, there are some practices have been shown or leaflet has been given because of that. But do not worry about this. This is only advising, like for the Shaban and others who are well versed now with Lataif, they're quite comfortable, and they can add this dimension to it as well, inshallah. And after that, mashallah, you've transferred, met the teacher, went to different muqams, especially went to the Kaaba Sharif, like we were saying, and then Medina Sharif with Hazrat Sahab. So these are all lightable light, and we should cherish those moments and use that as a motivation. The sense of saying about prepare that you had 3 times, obviously one thing is that you should prepare, get ready for the journey which is taking place within this retreat, within this Muraqba Miraj, and to get ready for it and prepare ourselves beforehand, and even the journey that is going to take after, to be fully equipped. And secondly, prepare in a general sense that, people like ourselves, there are people who are practicing, people who are not practicing. So everyone should prepare at their own level, but especially we should prepare in terms of practicing this deen, practicing all the spiritual muraqabas we've learned, the tazkiyah purification course, and get ready for the spiritual transfer within that, as well as our life in general as well. We do not know when we're going to pass, so better to prepare and get ready for that. And then after that, you saw like how, the armory and everything else with the horse, that's galloping in a mission. Individually, number one, we're in a mission with our own nafs, with our own ego and shaitan. So we should always prepare, be smart, that we should, we are smart enough to actually outdo those, rather than fall victim to shaitan's trickery or the nafsanik's demand. So with armory, which are like the sunnah, the practices, the taqwa you have gained, these are the armory and the weaponry, you can prepare yourself, be smart and fight against. And then secondly, then the dawah, going out there, meeting people, your family, your friends, your neighbors, and society at large, how to convey the message in a very smart and better way, so they accept the message, and also you bring them to safety from the traps of shaitan, devils, the traps of nafs and the dunya, and they become completely entrapped in whole of that, caught up in how to hold of that distractions from the real purpose of life. So we have 2 roles: one for ourselves to be steadfast, not get trapped ourselves, and then secondly, then also to start to also help and save the ummah as well, inshallah, of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So mashallah, very blessed experience. Some takeaways for yourselves to practice and refresh your practices of sunnah. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it regularly with more intention, with love, and add up more sunnah as well, but especially those aspects of taqwa, keeping yourself always hold yourself accountable, so that we do not slide off or go off the rail, so to speak, and then also then help others, inshallah. Jazakallah.
So the next experience has been shared. It is mentioned today, after my transfer, I was on the clouds. I saw the Kaaba in Medina from the top of the sky. I found our teacher going up the stairs towards the gate in the sky. I followed our teacher and came across a thin bridge. I managed to cross over and joined Hazrat Sahib. We sat down and had food. Then I found myself under a tree and I was getting taught by Hazrat Sahib. Is there anything I need to focus on?
Inshallah, there's, mashallah, a blessed experience to be with any of the mashayikh, especially our teacher, Sheikh Ahmad Dabbar. Now, on this, there are many lessons. One of the lesson is when a person goes through the path of purification, he reaches the clouds really and attains the closeness of mashayikhs likes of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and all mashayikh. But on here it's mentioned about a bridge, and this is also referring to the bridge of Sirah, the bridge where every single being will have to undertake in the Day of Judgment. And as is mentioned, it's thinner than any hair, sharper than any knife. So this is also a bridge that is equally, there is a bridge in dunya as well, like the Mashayikh says, like so Imam Ghazali and many Mashayikh, they say that if a person can pass the bridge of purification, which is in dunya, then a person will be able to pass the bridge of Sirah. So inshallah, this is the message for you, is that you should concentrate on the purification of your stages, the first, second stage as you are doing, and also adopting the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, like it's mentioned about eating and under the tree. Really, the shade or in the Day of Judgment is only being in the company of Mashayikh and their teachings. So what is this shade? Is to attain the fruits from the trees of their blessed words, the blessed guidance. If a person can attain this, especially after Ramadan, we have been equipped with all the fruits now and the seeds to and the harvest to continue for the whole year. And now we should be eating from these trees and attaining these blessings, inshallah. So a person should concentrate on the purification more and more, and be in touch with their mentor as well, in the company of Mashayikhs whenever they can, be in the company of our teacher, attending all majalises and zikr. And this will give them motivation and increasing their sunnah through this throughout the year, so that when Ramadan comes again, person is in a better state, in a better presence of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So concentrate on purification, the bridge. If a person can pass the bridge of dunya, which is purifying oneself, then a person will be able to pass any bridge, especially the bridge of Sirah, with the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Jazakallah khair.
Well, we have a brother who's Brother Kamal, who would like to share verbally, so you may go ahead, brother. Inshallah, it's Brother Kamal from Bangladesh. So if you're ready, Brother Kamal, you can go ahead, inshallah. And you can unmute and speak. Jazakallah. I think there may be a technical problem with Brother Kamal. So inshallah, in the meantime, I will. There have been a few more submissions, so inshallah we'll read those. This is from Brother Imran. He's giving salam to the Blessed Ustads, and he's mentioning during Lataif, a few worldly thoughts was coming about news and work-related matters, which I tried to avoid. After transfer, I met the teacher, and then we went to Fez Sharif, and I stayed there with the teacher doing zikr and durood. Towards the end, I moved to Baghdad Sharif and then moved to Masjid al-Nabawi. At the same time, Ustad was reciting Durood Sharif. I took permission, and as such, a lot of Fez was being transferred from the teacher. Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah, if Imam Qais can, inshallah, answer and give some guidance on that.
Wa alaikum wa salam. MashaAllah, Brother Imran, that's a Mubarak. It's sort of a very wonderful experience. Also, that it's a normal that many people, what they do is that they experience difficulty at the beginning, their khayalas and the thoughts wander here and there and everywhere. But to again, what you did, you refocused and you actually then followed Ustaz Abdul Rahim, and then you followed those the different places that you mentioned, and then yourself received the affairs. Alhamdulillah, it's self-evident that once you're there in the company of one's teacher, let alone in other mashahid, but one's teacher, a person receives the ultimate fair, because ultimately all fairs comes through the hands of one's teacher. And whichever mashayikh, whichever prophet that you meet, whichever one of them wants to bless you, and then they'll bless you through the hands of the teacher and nothing else really. So, mashallah, yes, fairs is there. You receive the fairs. Use that fairs now to keep you energized, fresh, vigored, and to keep on going on your course of purification, tazkiyah. Keep on going in your journey of ascension and to your presence and nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, mashallah.
Inshallah, if we can get, hopefully, Brother Kamal can mention something, and we'll take the last one maybe.
Brother Kamal, are you able to come off mute now? Yes, mashallah. Go ahead, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I try to explain my feedback. I am not practicing regularly. Just started from the Ramadan by my mentor Tayyibul Alo, and practicing every day with him by online. When I start the Muraqba, always the dark blue color, I feel like color. That means like watercolor, etc. Others. But the others light, I feel like sunlight. Like sunlight is coming throughout from the outside backside of cloud. But deep color, deep blue is always, I think, like liquid color. This is the one point. And today, when I transferring my me too in my spiritual body, after transferring, just for a moment, I saw a golden color design in my transferred body's chest, in the chest. Then I go to the our Shaykh Ahmad Dabbag Huzur. When I go to the Shaykh not looking at me, and I feel he's not what I say. I mean, he's not giving his look through to me, and I feel, because I am not practicing every day, then I pardon to him that I'm sorry, I am not practicing perfectly and every day. I tried, but not practicing every day. Then Shaykh just give his one hand in my head. After that, we are traveling to Morocco. When I attend the retreat, from that day, I saw very clearly a tomb and a building. I saw that building in Ramadan in itikaf, but from first day I saw these like this from first day in retreat so clearly, and we stayed there a long time. Shaykh not moving from there, and I always today I always try to follow Shaykh in his backside. I was Shaykh's backside. Long time after long time, Shaykh, I go to the Madina Sharif with Shaykh, and there is we are doing some durud and dua. And then what suddenly I hear Sir Abdul Rahim's voice, salam, etc. And after that, I returned from the Muraqba. That's it.
So inshallah, if Dr. Shah can inshallah mention.
Yeah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, brother Kamal? Nice to hear from you from Bangladesh.
Yeah, I'm fine, Ustad, but I'm not practicing every day and perfectly. I feel I should do it, and I really wish to do this from my heart and soul. How can I do it?
So,
Please.
mashallah, Mubarak to yourself. You know, alhamdulillah, you are participating. You have learned physically when Brother Tasif and I were in Dhaka in Bangladesh, and you participated there. So you have managed to experience many things and then followed the online virtual retreat. So, inshallah, Mubarak to yourself that you are trying. So, first of all, do not be too harsh on yourself. Meaning that do not be saying that, oh, why am I not doing this? Why this is not happening? Why am I not going to the next level? Do shukr, shukriya, and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this ni'mah, for this blessing that we have learned this path. We are thousands of miles away. We've not even met the Sheikh physically, but because of their ruhani, their spiritual power, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon them, and from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are learning, we are practicing this. So sometimes you have to stop and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do shukriya of Him for what we have. What you're saying about the spiritual experience is indicating, especially the dark blue Latifa, is that it has a connection to the spiritual vision and who you are in reality, like your actual, the real face. Because many times we could provide one face to public, one face at home, one face in the masjid. We want to show different faces, but sometimes we have to be real now and show who I am. And I have to be honest with myself and with others. And also the communication with the deep, seeing with your eyes. Now this is open, but this is not a very original color, or using a different, like a liquid color you said, is because one thing is to become honest with yourselves and honest with others, that alhamdulillah, I'm following the path, I am proud, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us, I want to continue. And secondly, because you're not regular practicing, like you are saying, so you have the spiritual vision, but it's not very strong at the moment, and you're having maybe some disturbance or not focusing much. So what you need to do is make your mind up. You say that from now on today, inshallah, every day or every 2 days, for example, today is Thursday, you do on Friday, have a break on Saturday, do on Sunday, have a break on Monday, do on Tuesday. Like this, plan to do the Muraqaba every other day. And especially try to participate in this Thursday gathering that you are doing now. So practice in the Thursday gathering, do much as you can, and also focus on the 5 amals that you need to learn. 5 amals which you learn, the La ilaha illallah zikr, the Muraqba dua, and then the tongue sheet, complete that. Also begin the other organ sheet, eye sheet, and so on. That will help you to sharpen the spiritual vision, spiritual experience, the better as well. Once you complete organs of the sheet like eyes, tongue, then eyes, and so on. And so, inshallah, you have a brother Tayyib from Bangladesh. He'll also support you. So do a timetable, do like a schedule or like a routine. That morning time I will do this, afternoon this is time, evening is family time, night time this is my rest time. So divide your time and say there's a time in there that I have to have, let's say, for approximately 50 minutes to 1 hour. This time is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this time I will do my adhkar, my dhikr, my muraqabah. If not, then at least bare minimum you should do your la ilaha illallah dhikr, the tazkiyah course dhikr, and the muraqabah dua every day. And then every second day you can do muraqabah miraj as well, inshallah. And now that also you have learned how to do the ruhani namaz, the spiritual prayer, that does not take any time. A few minutes before or 5 minutes before the session, take any time. A few minutes before or 5 minutes before the session, your namaz you do, for example, Fajr or Zuhr or Asr, do the lataif, the spiritual center cleansing practices, cleaning them, transfer, then do your sunnah namaz, sunnat, then you do your faraz, do you know any nawafil you do it in ruhani namaz. So that will be continuously every day you doing ruhani namaz. At least, for example, 2-3 namaz per day. So focus on that. That's easy because whoever your mentor is, keep in touch regularly. After 1 month, when you finish,